Hey guys, and welcome back to a new week, a new video. This week we are doing a follow along middles and hip mobility and stretching to help you to progress and get your middles splits. So in this video I've included lots of stretching and mobility because when you are trying to get more flexible in something, it's really important that you work on strengthening that range of motion, so working on the mobility of it. Because ultimately when you have strength in that range of motion and not just be able to push yourself down into that end range, that's when it's going to be most useful, especially if you are applying it to something like handstands, which I know most of you guys will be here for. If you guys are interested in handstands, I have an entire playlist and so many videos on that, so you can check that out up in the cards. That's the wrong side. Up in the cards, you know where they are. We are also going to be going over some stretches that are active and passive. So let's get into these stretches. Pew. Okay, to start off with, we're going to start with my favorite hip warm up, and it's just putting your feet out in front of you and dropping each knee down to each side. Just a couple of these, nice and gentle, to start to warm up our hips. Oof. I feel like I haven't stretched in a couple days, probably because I haven't. Alright, and next we're going to come up into a downward dog. We're just going to walk our feet out, stretch out those hamstrings. And then we're going to lift one leg up with our knee bent, dropping that knee and that foot over your body and not twisting through your upper body. And then we're just going to draw circles with our knee. We're going to do 5 of these. And back down, walking it out. We're then going to swap to the other side. So bending it and bringing it up, tipping that foot over to the side, and then drawing nice big circles. And coming back down. Alright. We're going to come back to sitting on our bum in the lovely butterfly position. What we're going to do first is just a really nice sort of gentle one, letting your knees fall out to the side and doing some little bounces and trying to get those knees closer to the ground. Just a nice gentle warm up first. Next we're going to push one side down, then we're going to try and actively push the other knee down to the ground. We're really using those adductors, really using those adductors to get that knee down to the ground. And then swapping, so pushing that knee down and then really trying to get that knee, other knee, close to the ground as you can. Alright, and shaking it out. Alright, we're now going to lie on the ground and open up our legs in that same butterfly position, this time with the hands on the knees, and we're going to be pushing against and we're going to be pushing our knees against our hands, bringing them up, and then pushing them back down. Resisting, and then relaxing and pushing them down. And relax. Next we're going to come up into our lunge position, and we're going to put one hand on the side, and what we're going to do is we're going to use the other hand to push that hip out. So we're really working into this hip and the other one as well. Just loosening them up nice and gentle and opening them up. This is a great one because you can really work through and find which part of your hip is a bit tight. And then jumping on the other side. Alright, and after that one, bring this bad boy up. Alright, and after that one, we're going to come up into this middles lunge. We're going to put our hands on our knees and we're going to push those knees out, but at the same time making sure we are tucking your pelvis under. Oh, did you hear that? Jeez. So not sticking your bum out, really making sure you're tucking it under. And then depending on where your hip flexibility is at, is how far out you can get your feet and your knees. So really pushing those knees back and out. So that you're really opening up those hips. And you should get a bit of a nice groin stretch here as well. And relaxing. Alright, coming back down onto the ground, I'm going to hop into a froggy. So making sure your foot is at a 90-degree angle to your knee. So to start with, we're just going to come as far down as comfortable, and then we're just going to rock forward and back. Just really nice and gentle through the hips, and you should also get a nice groin stretch in this one as well. Really making sure you're keeping those feet at a 90-degree angle to your knee. Alright, the next one that we're going to do is we're going to stay in this froggy position and we're going to push our knees into the ground and then relax. Do a little bit of PNF here. So resisting, 3, 2, 1. And relaxing. 3, 2, 1. Pushing away, 2, 1, and relaxing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pushing away and relaxing. And coming out of that one. Alright, next we're going to come into our pancake, and this time we're going to bring our hands forward and we're going to lift ourselves up and into our middles and then rock back. So we're just going to be going through this nice little pathway just to start to open up those hips and groin. Nice and gentle, not trying to get down too far. Alright. Coming back into that froggy, we're going to do a half froggy position. So knee in line with your foot, and then you're going to straighten one out. Now, a bit of a preference here, you can either do foot flexed and pointed up, or you can do foot pointed or foot flat to the ground. Kind of just depends on what you like. So for this one, you can be up on your hands or down on your elbows. And you're just trying to relax down into the position. Really making sure you're tucking that pelvis under and not arching. Coming out and swapping sides. Give your hips a little shake again. Alright, before we hop into the final middle splits stretch, we're going to do some fire hydrants. So for this one, making sure your back is nice and neutral, nice and strong in this position. What we're going to do is we're going to lift up the bent knee to 90 degrees and then straighten it and then bring it back down. This one, make sure you don't tilt that hip up. Make sure you keep it nice and level with the other one. Really working on that adductor strength. And going to the other side, so we're just doing 5 on each side. Give them a wriggle out, and then we're going to come into our final middle splits, working those feet out. sliding all the way down. And breathing out and really relaxing down. As you can see, I'm not quite flat, but this is pretty good for me. Also, the angle makes it kind of hard to see that I'm not quite flat, but I've always been like that. The last couple centimeters are the hardest. Make sure you're really breathing in this stretch and relaxing. And coming out. Slowly bringing those legs in and giving those hips a little shake out. Alright, pew! That is it for this middles stretching. If you did like it, please give it a like. It really supports my channel. And if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell, because it also really helps support me in any way that you can. And if you guys want to see anything else from me, like any particular type of stretching or handstands, please let me know down in the comments. I'm always happy to hear your suggestions and really love making these videos for you guys. So see you next time. Bye. Why is there so much hair on my camera? The not so awesome things about having long hair is it gets everywhere. Wonderful.